Thank you for joining me. Do you know someone that is afraid of an object, a location, or an event to the point that it impacts their lives? People might experience an irrational fear of spiders, dogs, heights, flying, going to the dentist, or having a needle. My name is Annette, and I'm talking to you today about a behaviour modification strategy that might assist you in overcoming your fear. Most of our fears and anxiety are quite normal. Humans have survived for generations by relying on fear to keep us safe in dangerous situations. A fear of a snake or of a lion allows us to recognize an animal that may cause us danger, and through chemical changes and physical reactions in our body encourages us to flee. However, fear and anxiety become a problem when they are irrational and affect your life and your decisions. If we have a fear around a specific item, we refer to this as a specific phobia. These fears that become so strong that they affect your work choices or ability to seek medical treatments are examples of phobias. An example of this is blood injection injury phobia, where the individual becomes afraid of any medical treatments relating to blood, needles, blood tests, or injections. This specific phobia is present in 3 to 4% of the population and can have a major health implications for the individual. Individuals who experience blood injection injury phobia may avoid career paths that involve the use of needles, such as becoming vets, a nurse, a doctor, or avoid travel due to immunisations, or avoid serious medical care. This specific phobia can have a significant impact and effect on the health and well-being of the individual. When a fear becomes so irrational in the presence of the stimulus, that is when the phobia becomes a problem. The individual might experience uncontrolled reactions, avoidance due to anxiety, or fear around the specific phobia. The inability to function in the presence of the feared object or thing, and an inability to control their feelings. Phobias may start when someone's quite young. It may be due to an event that triggered the feeling or influenced by the adults around the child. For example, if a child sees their main caregiver experiencing fear of needles, they might also develop that fear. Or a child may have a negative experience when having their first blood test, and that sets them up to develop a phobia of needles. The good news, though, is that treatment for specific phobias can be successful and quite fast. This is because the specifics of the phobia can be identified and addressed. Treatment for phobias can be undertaken in as little as 3 hours with follow-up maintenance. The treatment involves identifying the specific issue that is causing the phobia. If it is affecting someone's life, then it is worth seeking treatment from a professional such as a psychologist. The technique that is most often used to treat phobias is in vivo exposure. The individual develops what is referred to as a subjective unit of distress scale, or SUDS, around their fear hierarchy with their clinician. This scale allows the individual to identify how they are feeling at each step of the stage and what their fears are from 0 to 100. The clinician uses this scale to support the individual around implementing strategies such as relaxation techniques, breathing, and to slow down the pace of moving through the stages. As part of the in vivo process, the practitioner works with the client to establish their end goal and then works through a hierarchy of escalating steps that gradually exposes the client to the item that they are afraid of. The technique might start with writing down the name of the object they are afraid of, looking at pictures, moving on to videos, being introduced to the actual object, and eventually completing what the individual is afraid of. Recently, I supported a person around their BII phobia which was impacting their daily use of a lancet for blood glucose monitoring. Due to their blood injection injury phobia, the person was avoiding the lancet due to the needle. The person was exposed to pictures of the lancet, watched videos of people using the lancet, and watched a peer model the lancet, and then finally used the lancet on themselves. This process empowered the individual in the presence on an object that they feared, which was the needle in the lancet. They were able to unlearn their response, and they became confident and more comfortable with the stimulus that they feared. An important step in vivo process is modelling by another person. Each step includes praise and reinforcement from the clinician. Through accessing these social supports, the individual was able to acknowledge their fear and worked through it. This individual has gone on to maintain the use of the lancet twice a day in their maintenance phase and has engaged with other professionals to address her other related needle phobias around having blood tests. The power and confidence that she has gained has been evident as she continues to move through this fear and phobia on her journey to overcoming it. If you have a phobia, hopefully this presentation might assist you in seeking help to overcome your phobia, and thank you for listening.